Up. So Jennifer, in one of our classes, she had some questions about the California real estate exam and some of the differences and what she should be thinking about and how to prepare. So instead of just emailing her and responding, I thought I'd make a quick video, share with some of you other people that are taking the California real estate exam. I'm going to go through some things really quick, and then we've got some practice test questions that I'm going to start in like the next 1 minute. So you can fast forward to those questions. So the number one thing that people ask me is, how many times can you take the California real estate exam? And in California, you can only do it for 2 years. So I shouldn't say only. Well, you can do it for 2 years. You can take it as many times as you want. There's no limit. So, try to get it on your first time, but if you can't, it's not that big a deal. How many questions are on the California real estate exam? We've actually got a partner in California inside the California Department of Real Estate, as well as PSI. And right now keep in mind this is subject to change, but as of right now, there's about 150 questions, and those are divided between state and national. You can pass the state, and you can pass the national, or you can pass both. Obviously, you need to pass both to get your license. How hard is the California real estate exam? It's freaking hard. I believe like 50%. Let's see what this. Yeah. So right here, 50%, 52% of agents pass on the first try. You guys really need to use a real estate exam prep course like ours, realestateexamninja.com. But there's some other good ones out there too. I'm a little partial. How much is the California real estate exam? You got to pay $85. Can you take the California real estate exam online? No. With COVID, a lot of these states were allowing this online. And even if you could take it online, I really don't recommend it, because the proctors, man, they can fail you like that. If you glance, boom, like the other way, boom, you're cheating. Like, you've got to keep your eyes on the screen, and if you're even looking strange, they just fail you. I've just heard nightmare stories. So try to stay away from the online, even if you're in another state. But California doesn't allow it. So what questions are on the California real estate exam? It's broken out, so you can see here, property ownership, 8 to 10%, land use controls, valuation, market analysis, financing. I'm not going to read all these off because you can read them. But this is kind of how it's broken out by percentages. So you actually, math is something that's really hard for people, and so you don't need to crush it on math. You can, if you just get 1 or 2 questions right on math, you can still pass. It's not that big a deal. So what exam do you need? 70% for the salesperson, 75% for the broker. Makes sense. To be a broker, you need to have a little bit more knowledge than a salesperson. Okay, so skipping ahead to the questions. I'm going to move my thing here so you guys are not looking at my big gourd of a head. Let me make this smaller. All right. Number 1, under the Truth in Lending Act, lenders are required to provide borrowers with a statement disclosing the essential costs involved in borrowing. If your clients are buying a new build, which item will not be disclosed to them? All right, I'll give you guys a second. And let's see who is with me here. All right, I'm going to just pick something random. I don't want to give you guys the answer. I want you to know it. Okay, the developer's buy down. Buy down is a financial arrangement whereby money is paid up front to the lender and reduce the rate of interest for the borrower. Okay, and if you guys want to take these practice questions on your own, this is 100% free. Just go. I'm going to post a link down in the comments, so just go there and you can get it. Question number 2. If a principal terminates the listing agreement during the listing period, the broker may be able to do any of the following except, what do you guys think? A, collect a commission for a transaction in process. B, continue to cooperate with any subsequent listing broker. C, recover marketing expenses. D, encourage termination of any contract in process. I'll let you guys think about that for a second, and then I'm going to pick something random. Incorrect. So the answer is encourage termination of any contract in process. So you guys cannot do that. All right, question 3. The task of an appraiser is... It's, a lot of this stuff, guys, it's common sense. I would say just using common sense, you could probably, make a 40 on the exam. So just, think through some of this stuff. So if a bank is paying an appraiser, why would he be guessing at the final contract price? Like, that's just crazy. So you can knock that one out. So what do we got here? Evaluate the property for tax purposes. Establish market price. Establish market value. Okay. So as an appraiser for a long, long time, the appraisal is an estimate of market value. But, this could be considered a trick question. So this actually comes from the real estate exam. This is one that we got from the inside. So evaluate the property for tax purposes. Appraisers do that. Sometimes you're going through a divorce and you need to, split some assets. Sometimes there's a lawsuit regarding taxes and there's an appraiser's involved. So yeah, but guessing the final contract price, no. But overall, appraisers estimate market value. Keep going. Let's see. Even though the broker hires a salesperson as an independent contractor, the broker is still responsible for A, the legal and ethical behavior of the salesperson. B, payment of licensing and professional fees. C, providing a desk and telephone for the salesperson. D, seeing that the salesperson attends office meetings. All right, what do you guys think? The broker is responsible for. So kind of look at how this is questioned, all right? Again, a lot of this is common sense. You can kind of see what the answer is without knowing it. What do you guys think? All right. Correct. The broker is responsible under law. So the broker is responsible for the agent. So the agent will get in trouble, and if something, the broker could lose his license, as well as the agent. So the broker is responsible for the agent. A lot of responsibility there. All right, an owner is planning to build on newly purchased property. Zoning laws state that no improvement may exceed 50 feet in height. Architectural guidelines limit improvements to 45 feet in height. And the deed restriction states the maximum height to be 30 feet. What is the tallest building the owner can legally construct? All right, so in real estate, we have this thing called highest and best use. And so you got to go through these levels of highest and best use to see what's possible. And one of the first ones is legally permissible, okay? Physically possible, legally permissible. And so if we look at this, so the new building can be any size the owner wants. Well, that's not true. All right, what do you guys think this is? All right, I'm going to go here. Let's see if it's correct. Yes, when there is a conflict in limitations of the development of the property, the most restrictive applies. Legally permissible. I've actually got an article about highest and best use if you guys want to read more about that. That's really more of an appraiser type term, but it helps when you're dealing with appraisers and not the general public, but appraisers are going to appreciate when you know some of their terminology. Question 6. Which of the following effects, if any, does zoning have on property values? All right. I'm going to let you guys read this, and then I will pick something random. Incorrect. Careful zoning will increase property appreciation. Makes sense. So here's an example. So let's say that you guys are in the middle of a city and you've got a piece of land, primo real estate, right? And it's zoned for multifamily, so apartment complexes. So if, let's say there's no demand for apartment complexes, right? So there's nothing you can do with it. But if you, let's say there's a lot of retail demand and it's zoned for retail, it's gonna, the value is going to be a lot more. This actually is another really good example of highest and best use in the appraisal world. All of the following are true about a settlement statement except, I'll let you read over these for a second. And guys, I'm going to take a quick second. If you like these kinds of videos, I don't mind doing them. You can tell these are not like really long. I don't mind doing more videos. I can do more California specific videos if you guys want. Just be sure to drop me a comment, give me a like on the video, follow, something that kind of gives me some feedback to know that this is something that you guys would like. All right, going to pick something random. Check. Correct. Although the lender may witness the signatures, both buyer and seller must sign the closing statement. Next. All right, I'm going to do 10 of these. And again, if you guys want more, go down to the link below and you can do these all day long. I'm actually adding a lot of California specific questions today. So when you guys watch this video, it should have way more questions than this. The entity that loses ownership through a deed of trust mortgage foreclosure is the... This one used to always confuse me when I was learning, when I was taking my real estate exam. I always had a big problem with the mortgagee and mortgagor. I'm sure some of you guys have that problem too. All right, I'm going to let you look at it. Picking something random. Correct. The mortgagor or borrower who deeds the property into trust for the mortgagee lender will lose ownership. You guys really got to learn this one. I don't know why this was so difficult for me. I'm curious if you guys have problems with this one. It always drove me crazy. All right. A tenant is delinquent in his lease payments. The owner can bring, I spelled that wrong. Bring court action. Personally evict the tenant. Turn off electricity and water. Have his bill. All right, I'm going to tell you guys a story. So I own a lot of rental property, and before I learned the laws, I did this and I got sued. I turned off, so they quit paying me, and I turned off their electricity the entire summer, and they sued me. They sued me and they won. So that was an expensive lesson for me. All right, so let's see. The owner can bring court action, personally evict the tenant. You guys being in California, you guys should know you can't do this. You can't do this. You can't have the bill collector evict the tenant. You can bring court action. I got to fix that spelling. Correct. The Landlord-Tenant Act states what you can do. All right, last question, and then I'm going to let you guys have the rest of it down below. Net operating income. Man, if you guys want to have intelligent conversations with investors, like if that's going to be your clientele when you start selling real estate, you've got to learn some of this stuff about how to identify a property that's going to make someone money. I would say that's one of the largest weaknesses from real estate agents is they have no clue. And then they pretend like they do, and that's even more painful. But anyway, back to the question. Net operating income is founded by subtracting market income from the appraiser's estimate of potential gross income, dividing effective gross income by the cap rate, subtracting yearly operating expenses from effective gross income, multiplying gross income by the cap rate. All right, I'm going to pick one that's random. What do you guys think? Check. Correct. A property's net operating income is derived. So you basically, there's it's a conversation. It's a little bit long for this video, but this is a great, kind of a great basic explanation of how to get the NOI, net operating income. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like it, give me a like, subscribe. If it sucked, put something in the comments. Say, Chris, you suck. And maybe I won't do another one. I don't know. But yeah, we get a lot of students from California, so I'm just trying to trying to make some more videos that are just for my friends in California. All right, guys. I hope you have a good day. Bye.